Hi, my name is Kate Abear, and this is my small group presentation assignment for the Fundamentals of Speech Communication at Sewella Community College. And the topic that I'm going to be talking about in this speech today is on the war on drugs as originally started by Richard Nixon. The group members that I have worked with on this assignment are Madison Caesar, Devin Clark, Addison Domingo, and Michael Fontenot. The thesis statement that I'm going to be bringing forth into this speech is the war on drugs, which was initially waged to fight illegal drug use, drug trade, and drug distribution, but it has also contributed to racial inequality within our society. So after Nixon had to resign because of the Watergate scandal, President Reagan had to take initiative and take charge on the war on drugs. However, as he brought it up, he completely changed it by rather focusing on the treatment of drug offenders. He instead prioritized the fact that they needed to be punished rather than necessarily treated for their drug use. And this was according to Ronald Reagan's war on drugs, a policy failure but political success. Because of this, the justice system and sentencing in general became biased, and in turn, people of color, such as African Americans, were being incarcerated more as a result of this, so much so that the statistic rose from 11% all the way up to 49%, according to the Landmark Recovery site. Naturally, claims like this were made that the war on drugs led to the promotion of racial inequality, because if you looked at the statistics and based on it, it's easy to see why that people would make a claim and assumption like this, because if people of color are being racially targeted against because they're being made to assume that they're the ones that are taking these drugs in the first place, then that leads to bias, and we can't have bias like this in the justice system. That's just not right. Solutions. What are the potential solutions we can do to combat this? I have listed two in mind. First, promote political reform. And what I mean by this is promote political reform on how drug offenders are to be dealt with. So rather than just punishing them, throwing them in a cell, and leaving them with no probation, they need to be given treatment options, and they need to be able to have access to those treatment options. Number two, we need to promote increased spending in our healthcare services. If we do this, the prisoners and drug offenders will have easier access to such treatment options, and in turn be able to recover from their addictions or etc. Thank you for your time.